What's up, ladies and gentlemen? BC here again. Welcome back to another video, audio, specifically today on the 5 most dangerous things that a human being, an individual, can say to themselves. These things are regular, they're a part of our society, yet people don't understand the detrimental effects that they can have on their psyche, their perception of reality, and their confidence and everything else. All right, so let's jump right into it, okay? Typical statements to start with I am. Okay, I actually have I am tattooed right here because what is said after that is a command to oneself. Think about when you stub your toe. I'm an idiot. I'm so clumsy, right? All these things that we say to ourselves. And I want to make a point here before I break that down. Your voice to you, internal, whether you say it out loud or not, or the spoken voice, is the most hypnotic and influential voice to you on this planet. I'll repeat it. Your own voice, whether internal or spoken out loud, is the most influential and hypnotic on the planet to you. Your own voice. Okay? So when these things are said, even innocently, your brain is hearing it and taking it as a command. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. Blah, 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 blah. And this, over time, days, weeks, months, years, becomes your reality. And this isn't some fluff or some bullshit. This is true. This is why when people are looking to make change, one of the first things they learn is something like affirmations, where you will force yourself to go in the mirror and say, I'm confident or whatever it is. Now, it's up to you to find which ones are the most impactful to you and where you want to take your life. But that same thing that's an exercise that's made fun of and called cliche or it's fluff and bullshit, you do that in your everyday life. You just do the opposite. You curse yourself. You talk bad about yourself. You talk down to yourself. You say, I'm not this, I'm blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. So I would invite you to become very careful of this. And even innocently, don't tell other people or yourself that you're so dumb or clumsy or something negative that your mind knows is negative. And you'll start to see a huge difference. And this one just flies under the radar. It's insane. Okay? Number 2. Here's another one. The why me is what I call it. Why is this happening to me? Why did this have to happen today? Why? Right? Now, I'm bringing that one up because what you say after that becomes your world. You attach the meaning to it, not someone else. You don't know why these things are happening. Do we? Go down the street, you get a flat tire. Oh, why today? Do you really know why? Could it be coincidence? Could it be some guy was like, oh, screw Bryan, I'm going to put a nail in the street and get him today. And he's not going to know. It could be a million different things. However, what you say and what meaning you associate and attach to that event means everything. It's either going to become insignificant, it's going to inspire you, it's going to put you in the trenches, it's going to make you mad, upset, depressed, or whatever it is. I mean, that's ultimately up to the narrative that you create. So when we say you create your own reality, you're responsible for your life and everything in it, well, this is one of those mechanisms. Because that was going to happen regardless. How are you going to respond? What meaning are you specifically going to attach to it? Right? That's up to you. And I would invite you to, in those moments, take a second and be very particular about the meaning that you're going to attach to it. If anything, be neutral and say, I don't know. So fuck it. We'll take it in stride and we're going to move forward. Right? Because now when you have these negative responses, it's almost like you have to try to create this narrative. We've become so good at attaching a negative meaning and doing the negative daydreaming and oh, this is going to happen and like the domino effect, right, of bad things happening. You've done that so much, that's your pattern. So it might be challenging for you to switch it, but you need to do it. You need to at least make an attempt. Otherwise, nothing changes. And you keep going down this road and you keep attaching these negative meanings to everything that you're doing. It's crazy, right? Here's number 3. An assessment of the moment or your environment. Here's a classic example I always give people. I'm walking down the street, somebody gives me a dirty look. Are they discriminating because I have tattoos? Do they not like me because I'm a man? Are they racist? Are they just mad at the world? Do they not like me because my name is Bryan? Am I too tall? Right? I don't know. Yet what do? Immediately, you put a label, racist, sexist, whatever, right? I mean, that's normal in today's society. And you run with it. And that now becomes true, even though, if we're going to be logical about this, you have no idea why you got a dirty look. You just make the assumption as to why you got. You don't know for a fact. I don't care. And I know on this one, probably people will come in the comment section. You don't know. You don't know for a fact. So unless you know for a fact, that now becomes your reality. So you have to be very careful about this. And this digs people these holes more and more and more, where now they feel like that example, everything and everyone is against them, right? And you create this warped perception of what reality actually is. And this becomes your own perpetual suffering and depression and self-induced negative coma doing this. It takes a little bit more awareness and insightfulness in the moment to make these assessments and not get emotional. I get it, because we're wired and literally triggered to do the opposite. Everything around us will tell you not to do what I'm telling you. It'll say this is bullshit or fluff or whatever. But I'm all about the individual taking charge and power over themselves and their future, their desires, and what they want. And this is an integral step in that process. So are you jumping to conclusions when it comes to these assessments? I would challenge you to start taking a closer look, because I guarantee you still are, whether it's somebody giving you a dirty look in the street or anything. Okay? Here's number 4. Statements such as, that's just who I am, or that's not me. Really? Well, I'm an asshole because I'm Hispanic, or I have an attitude because I'm Hispanic. I hear that a lot. That's bullshit. That's a cop-out. You don't have an attitude because of your race or your ethnicity. That's stupid. Now, what you have is a pattern of witnessing that, maybe when you were a kid on TV with your family, and now that becomes your automatic response. So you think that's a part of you. However, that can be traced, it can be located, and it can be changed. We're malleable as human beings. You're not one way. You can change that. But by saying that, you're making it a reality, and you're filing it under the archive, under the bookcase of, no, this is just material fact, when it's not. But if you keep telling yourself it is, then you believe it, and it's not going to change. Same thing with that's not me. I hear that all the time in entrepreneurship and a lot of the stuff that I teach. Well, I want to do that, but that's not me. Well, make it you. You have that power. This isn't a closed book. Well, you can't do it. That's not me. No, again, the proper assessment is, I've never introduced this pattern, this technique into my life. It's time to start now. That would be a better reframe of approaching that subject matter, so you don't block yourself off. That simple statement, that's not me, pushes it away. Why don't you accept it with open arms, or at least assess it neutrally? Interesting. I've never done that before. Let's try it out. That would be another way of changing this self-talk, to at least give you the opportunity to address something, or to welcome something, or to try it out, or to entertain it. Right? Simple stuff. But again, this is so normal. Right? All these first 4 points that I gave you, if you just go outside and listen to people for 2 minutes, you'll hear them all probably. And you'll be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay? Here's the last one. Trying to answer something with no answer. This is a big one. Think about breakups. Think about the entrepreneurs listening to me, like a client ghosts you. What do? Your mind goes crazy, and then you talk to yourself and you give a reason. Or you try to answer what has no answer. What's the meaning of death? What happens after death? We don't know. There's a million different theories, but if you dwell on that, you will drive yourself crazy. How do you drive yourself insane as a human being? Give your mind a question that has no definitive answer, and you will drive yourself nuts. I gave you a few examples, and people will lose their shit over this stuff. Stop. Be okay not knowing. That's the solution. Be okay. That person left me. I don't know. It's okay. Let it go. I don't know the meaning of death. I'll find out when I die, I guess, right? I'm okay not knowing that. Why waste my time and emotions and energies messing with all it? Now, if you want to dedicate your life to that, okay. If that's your profession, that's your life's calling, cool. It's different though, right? But stop trying to answer questions that have no answer. I mean, it's just insane. It's going to drive you nuts. And these are all 5 examples of very dangerous things that people do. And they will continue to do it. And some of them will argue in the comment section of this podcast or this video, I guarantee you, defending some of these things. It's insane. Now, hopefully this helped you, because this might be a little bit different, and I like throwing videos like this because this is the level that my mind is operating on. Like, I like looking at these things and analyzing them and breaking them down to cleanse first my system and then report to you about some things that you can do to better yourself in your life. Okay? So If any of these are really harsh on you or stood out to you, leave a comment below. Reach out to me if you're on the journey of improving these things. And as always, I appreciate the support. You guys have a link below. If you want to schedule a strategy call to discuss some of these things and implement them better in your life, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're interested in a lot of the coaching and training and things that I offer, you can also reach out to me or schedule a call and we can chat about it. Other than that, if you guys are in the real estate world listening to this and you want to talk to me about my company, Real Brokerage, you also have a link there to schedule a call with me as well. All right, that's it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.